Welcome to Duo Chat with Brittany and Cynthia, where we talk about drama shows from shows ranging from the 90s to today.
Hi everyone, I'm Brittany.
And I'm Cynthia.
And today we're talking about Season 4, Episode 12, titled The Te of Pacey, air date January 17th, 2001. And the synopsis is
Joey decides to help throw a surprise 18th birthday party for Pacey at his parents' house, not knowing about Pacey's birthday curse. The party goes haywire as Joey finally sees why Pacey hates his dysfunctional family. Meanwhile, Dawson becomes upset when he feels that Gretchen doesn't want anyone to know about the relationship. Also, Jen is paired with Tobey for a community service project, being the town's designated driver for drunken college kids.
so it was cute when Joey woke him up with the cupcake.
Mm-hmm.
And then Pacey being all moody.
Yeah.
Yeah, that whole opening scene was funny.
Mm-hmm.
But when Gretchen is inside and they're talking over breakfast or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
What I thought was funny though was when Joey and Gretchen are going back and forth and they're talking and like as if Pacey isn't in the room.
Right, yeah, I
I
know.
was like, he's sitting right there and they're Pacey this and Pacey that, and I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, as if he's not listening.
Yeah. And he wasn't listening anyhow.
No, I know. He was busy of what was coming in the mail for him.
Mm-hmm. And then when he went to go put on his shoe, that's when Joey tells Gretchen about her parents throwing a party for him.
Because Gretchen at first was like, "Oh, what are you doing for Pacey's party?" And he's sitting right there, and she was like, "Oh, it's just gonna be the two of us," because that's what he wanted.
Mm-hmm.
But then as soon as he leaves, that's when she goes up to Gretchen and was like, "I need you to come to the party," and yeah.
And she did have plans with Dawson.
I know, but I thought it was weird though because I guess like in my family, like when it's one of our birthdays,
Mm-hmm.
we celebrate together.
Mm-hmm.
So for Gretchen to just be on a date with Dawson on her brother's birthday, it's just not how like my family rolls.
Yeah, I was sure I knew that Pacey don't want to celebrate, so.
I know, but it's just not normal for like my family to not have like a sibling at your birthday.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, don't you go out for like your sibling's birthday and stuff?
Sometimes.
Well, especially like when you were younger, though. You probably did.
No, not even then.
Really?
No, because it was always the nieces and nephews' birthdays that we focused on, so.
Oh, not yours?
Well, yeah, mine too, but I'm talking about sibling-wise.
Oh. Yeah, it's on your birthday. I'm sure they celebrated your birthday.
Yeah, when I was a kid, yeah, all the time.
Well, yeah, he's still a kid.
I'm 30.
No, he's still a kid.
I can't hear you with these stupid earphones. Well, he's 18, so technically
he's still in high school. He's still a kid. You know who's still a kid, though? Dawson.
Because he's 17?
He is 17 and dating a 22-year-old. I wonder if that's why Gretchen doesn't want to hang out with, be seen with them.
Maybe.
Jen. And Grams.
Mm-hmm.
At first it was cute, and then it turned into something else.
Yeah, because Jen always has to bring up sex.
But she's talking to her grandma.
Mm-hmm.
Like, would you ever do that?
No.
And see, her grandma is not, open about that.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was just like, oh my gosh, Jen. I will say, though, I think Jen is more open to talking about it, with Grams than with, her mom.
Right.
Because her mom is so uptight. Mm-hmm. And Grams is a little uptight, but Grams is more, a little bit relaxed, too.
Mm-hmm.
Where she's growing.
Yeah.
To let Jen be who she is, but her mom never really let her be who she is.
Mm-hmm.
And, I think that's where she kind of, let loose a little. But
Yeah.
Grams, she's a little bit more fun, I would say, than probably her uptight mom. Okay, so when they were doing the arts and crafts, it brought a memory to me.
Mm-hmm.
I miss doing arts and crafts with my grandma. That's what I used to do as a kid with my grandma.
Yeah.
So it was hard for me to watch that scene.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a question. What was Jen even making? It looked like she put like wallpaper.
Yeah, I know it was the decoupage, whatever
I
it's
was like,
called.
I'm sorry, but that's not cute, Jen. And even, but I was happy though that Jen was like, I don't really know what I made. Because, Grams is like, making hers all nice. And then there's Jen's. That looks like a kid just threw it together.
Yeah.
But I was happy that she wants to spend time with her grandma. Because I will say that that's one thing you will take with you for the rest of your life. And that you won't regret. You know how there's some people in your life that if you have a falling out or whatever, it's like, oh, I kind of regret that time with you.
Mm-hmm.
But, your grandparents are not one.
Right.
So she'll always remember that she did arts and crafts with her grandma.
Mm-hmm.
And not went out partying,
Right, yeah.
Because I'm sure that her mom never did that with Grams.
Oh, probably not, yeah.
Yeah. But then, then they bring up sex.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're talking about, like, it being kinky and everything. I was like, oh my God. I was like, this just turned really, really bad.
Yeah, and Graham's changed the conversation.
Now,
Hopefully.
Jen was talking about community service.
Mm-hmm.
Is this the community service that she has from the drug thing?
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm like, Jen didn't get in trouble for anything else
Right.
lately. So I was like, it has to be from the drug thing, from giving Andy drugs.
Yeah.
Well, I guess someone on a TV show got in trouble. Well, think about it. TV shows, you never really get in trouble, even though realistically you would probably be in jail for a lot of things.
Yeah, we haven't seen Drew do anything, so.
Yeah, why? Drew gave it to Jen. Yeah. Why isn't he in trouble?
He's rich.
Yeah, they definitely paid off his community service. Because think about it. You have to think that he had gotten some community service.
Yeah.
He's the one that got the drugs. I will say, though, I was happy that, now that you pointed it out, Drew was not in this episode.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, oh, is that why it was actually a nice episode? Because Drew wasn't in it? Now, what did you think of the episode? Did you like it?
Yeah, it was okay.
Yeah, it was okay. Well, why? Because it was focusing on my guy?
No, just not a lot going on besides for him.
Okay.
And then Gretchen tells Dawson about postponing their first date.
Yeah, and once again, Jack has nothing to do in this episode.
Right.
Because once again, who's he hanging out with? Randomly. Dawson.
Yeah.
Like, what are they even doing now? Are they still painting this baby's room?
I guess.
They don't even know if it's a boy or girl. You, like, at this point, you really can't do anything.
Right.
I mean, you could make it neutral. But I don't know if they are making it neutral.
Right.
So if you're waiting for the sex of the baby, you can't do anything else. You know? But you can put dinosaurs on the room and it's a girl. That's what I mean. You can't do anything.
I mean, you could if...
You could if you're doing, like, neutral.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's what they're going for. I also didn't know that Jack was a painter or anything.
I mean, he painted houses with Dawson over the summer, so...
He did what? But did he?
Well, we did see them painting Mr. Brooks' house.
I saw Dawson painting.
I'm sure Jack
didn't see Jack really do anything. Just like he didn't have a part in this episode. He was just sort of there.
And the way that Gretchen was acting this episode with Dawson, it seemed like exactly how Jen was with Henry at first.
Irritating?
Well, yeah, that, and, like, being the older one, so, like, you know.
She thinks she's Miss Know-It-All?
Yeah.
And doesn't think that the other person has feelings or opinions.
Right.
But did you know, too, I think
What?
I just thought of it. It's the girls on this show. Joey did the same thing to Pacey.
Like, they're not sure about their feelings, so they kind of beat around the bush.
The girls are mean to the boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they won't just tell them how they feel. Joey did it to Pacey. Jen did it to Henry. and Gretchen's doing it to Dawson. See, the girls are something else on the show.
Mm-hmm.
See, and it's weird though because the guys on the show are very straightforward.
Right.
Like you can tell that they like the girl,
Mm-hmm.
but the girl just can't get it through her head.
Right.
So it just seems now to be a theme now that we're thinking of it.
And then Jen goes to the place for community service and sees Tobey there because he's volunteering.
Okay, you know what I thought was funny?
Hmm.
When she told the lady, she said, I'm ready to round up some drunks.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, Jen,
Yeah.
what?
That was a little out of pocket.
Okay, and I'm sorry, but what kind of community service has her driving drunks around?
Yeah, it doesn't seem
She's
like usual.
underage.
What?
She's underage.
Right, but she's just driving.
Yeah, but what if they've got alcohol in the car and they're trying to give her some because they're drunk?
Then I'm sure she has the right to
Yes,
throw it out or
but
throw them out.
legally, legally you cannot have alcohol in the car. But you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And especially because she's underage, I just feel like I think this is a little too far stretched,
Mm-hmm.
like of a storyline
Yeah.
that she would be driving drunk people around
Mm-hmm.
when she's underage. That's all I'm saying. I could see a 21-year-old doing it. I can't see a 17-year-old doing it.
You know, I couldn't see how Tobey would volunteer for this willingly.
I know, because he's a jerk.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's not thoughtful. So, he's just an ass, and I can't stand him.
Mm-hmm.
Can he go away now?
And then Jen's hyping up Jack to Tobey once again by mentioning him. And
Oh, yeah, I was thinking Jen, I think, likes Jack. The whole time. Because she was like, no, he's this, and he's this. And I'm
he's
like,
gorgeous.
yeah. And I was like, when she said that, I was like, what? I was like, Jen.
Well, a couple episodes ago, or 2 or 3, whatever, when we were talking about how Jack went into Jen's computer and he found her journal and she was writing about him.
I guess I missed the whole thing.
Yeah, so I think there's some kind of feelings there, but
I think she likes him. She just knows she can't have him.
yeah.
But when I heard that, I was like, are you sure you don't want him?
Right. And then Jen, invites Tobey to...
Oh, and I have another thing.
What?
Okay, Jen has not had a relationship in season 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, because Henry left.
Yeah.
She's focusing all of her energy into Jack's relationship.
Yeah.
And not on her own.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that a little weird?
No, I mean, she has nothing else to think about right now, so...
I know, but I thought she would be like, this is my senior year, and I'm gonna, date and everything. Like, she's not doing anything. Again, they're not really giving her anything to do besides, I don't know, be annoying like Andy was
Mm-hmm.
into Jack's love life.
Yeah.
Once again, leave him alone.
Yeah, I didn't like how, Jen invited Tobey to Pacey's birthday party.
Well, yeah, she was like, if we have time, I know we're somewhere we can go. And it's like, and Jack will be there. I'm like, Jen, shut up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Jack doesn't like Tobey. I mean, maybe if Tobey was nicer.
Yeah.
But Tobey's not nice.
Yeah, and Tobey even mentioned his boyfriend.
Oh, yeah. How did you
Right.
like how he kept going back and saying, well, my boyfriend is this. My boyfriend came out when he was 12. My boy. And it was like,
Mm-hmm.
what is your problem with Jack?
Yeah.
Oh, how did you like when he said that his boyfriend is blonde?
Right.
Because Jen kept saying that Jack's everything Tobey keeps saying.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Jack's not blonde.
Yeah. And Tobey just keeps saying how his boyfriend's the opposite of Jack. And
I have a question.
yeah.
Does Tobey have a boyfriend?
No. He went into too much detail.
Tobey's a liar.
Yeah, so you could tell. And Tobey even said that he doesn't believe Jack isn't gay. Jack doesn't believe Jack is gay just because he's not the stereotypical type.
Yeah, he said something about he thinks Jack's acting.
Right.
I was like, okay. I know, but what about you judging him all the time?
Mm-hmm.
You're not even getting to know him. All you're doing is judging him.
Yeah, no, they're both judging each other.
Why? Jack's not judging Tobey.
Well, I mean, he does later.
Because Tobey's mean to him?
Yeah.
Anybody would throw. Jack went kindly. He didn't have
Mm-hmm.
to. He went kindly up to jerk Tobey. And then Tobey said things, and then Jack walked away.
Yeah.
Like, I thought Jack handled it perfectly fine.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I were Jack, I wouldn't have walked up to Tobey because he's a jerk.
Yeah.
And plus, he keeps saying all these horrible things about him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just wouldn't have stood there.
Yeah, at that scene, I noticed that Tobey was trying to actually banter with Jack, but it was just coming off really bad, so.
It's because Tobey's bad.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I don't like Tobey. He just needs to get off the screen.
And then Joey's guiding Pacey to his parents' house blindfolded. And I was surprised that,
Of what he was saying.
yeah, as if I
Like
knew
what?
that was going to
Like what,
happen.
Cynthia?
Well, I put Pacey, no, I put poor Pacey thinks that Joey made a
Poor
picnic.
Pacey.
Yeah, because it's not even close to what he wanted.
What did he want, though?
He thought that Joey had a picnic of like cake and champagne and candles while singing to him and wearing Victoria's Secret lingerie and lay him under the stars and ravish him, she said. Or he said, I mean.
Okay. They haven't even had sex.
I know. So
She is not going to be wearing lingerie
yeah.
in front of him.
Mm-hmm. And outside, for that matter. And then Joey said it's very close to what he said.
Yeah, right.
I was like, yes.
A whole house full of people that you can't stand.
Yeah. And then when they enter the house, everyone's late to saying surprise.
Yeah, his dad is watching TV.
Mm-hmm.
And, oh, hi.
Yeah.
And then his mom walks in. We missed it. No. It's like, oh.
Mm-hmm. And then Pacey.
Oh, no. Then Doug walks in late.
Yeah. And before that, Pacey's nephew punches him in the groin when running by him.
I mean, it was funny.
So just the second he steps in, everything's going bad.
I'm sorry, I love Pacey.
Even Doug's like ready to see the next birthday party disaster.
Even Gretchen knew it was going to be a disaster. So remember at the house, she was like, "Oh, can't wait to see what happens."
Yeah, that's why she had plans with Dawson.
It was like everyone knows it's going to be a disaster, except for Joey.
Yeah. And then,
okay, can I just say something?
Yeah.
Okay. Given how hot and cold Gretchen is,
yeah,
not liking her this episode, and because she just won't tell her real feelings towards Dawson, and I give Dawson, let's say, I give Dawson a lot of credit for showing up to Pacey's birthday because they are not friends. I don't care how many times, Cynthia, you try to tell me that they're friends. They are not friends. And he shows up even though he doesn't know where Gretchen stands.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, think about it. That's so awkward for Dawson to be there knowing that's your ex-best friend. You don't know if, the girl you want even likes you. It's just weird. Oh, yeah, and, your ex-girlfriend / best friend is dating your ex-best friend. It's just all weird for Dawson. So the fact that he was there and played it calm, cool, and collected, I think was good.
Yeah. And then Jack and Joey find the shrine dedicated to the family dog. What did you think of that?
No comment.
Okay.
Well, what'd you think?
Well, I thought, I've seen things, but it was like a whole ofrenda, basically, with the big picture and all the candles and stuff around it. It really did look like one.
I may have tuned that out.
And then Gretchen just said they don't talk about it, and we do find out later why. Because when Pacey was listing off the birthday disasters, he did mention one where...
yeah, he killed the dog.
No, he didn't say kill the dog. He said the dog got sick or something.
No, they said... when he went ranting, he said, oh yeah, Pacey killed the dog.
Yeah, at the end, at the beginning, when he was telling Joey about his birthday disaster.
Yeah, he said he got mauled by the dog.
Yeah, there you go, mauled. That's what it was. He didn't say kill, so...
But later on, when he was saying Pacey does this wrong and this, then he said Pacey killed the dog.
Right.
But was it his dog or someone else's dog?
I just think it was a family dog.
I don't know, I thought it was maybe someone else's dog.
No.
I honestly didn't put it all together.
Because it happened when he was making pancakes that one morning, and he set the kitchen on fire,
Maybe the
and,
dog wanted the pancakes.
well,
I
somehow,
know how my dog is. My dog steals food off the counter.
well, somehow the dog died from smoke inhalation, that's why. And then, Pacey's dad is still kind of hard on his kids, still.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Is there any kid he likes
Well,
out of his?
I'm thinking it was Gretchen until she dropped out of college. And Doug. He likes Doug.
But does he?
Well, he never says anything bad about Doug.
That we know of.
Yeah, but that's still better than anything, because
Because he doesn't like Carrie. Now she got, what, divorced or she's separated and she got those kids.
yeah,
Um,
because he actually called her a cow, and that's why her husband left her. I'm like, what? Are you serious?
I honestly missed that part.
Yeah. And then he started gloating about his 18th birthday when he was in the army and how he slept with the older woman. Like, who wants to hear their dad talk like that? And then with the mom in the room too. So that was just weird.
The whole thing was weird because then his mom, poor Pacey, his mom then was, because when his dad was talking about the war, then Pacey was like, I thought you had to be 18 to be in the war, and his dad's like, what are you calling me, a liar?
Mm-hmm.
And then and then his mom comes in and was like, because then, well, his dad first was like giving him a hard time about, oh, like you're not in the army and you're 18, which by the way, he just turned 18, like that day. And then his mom like walks in and was like, if there were a war, assuming they would take Pacey. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
This is just horrible.
Yeah, so it's both parents.
This is what I mean. It's not just one.
Mm-hmm.
Like you guys, I know probably thought like it was just like, oh, Mr. Witter hates Pacey, but no, his mom hates him too.
I don't think she hates him. She just doesn't expect much from him.
That means she hates him. She doesn't think anything good of him.
Mm-hmm.
And she was bothering me this episode because she didn't know Pacey's girlfriend's name, who, by the way, he grew up with.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like Andy where he just met her at school. This is someone that he has known since he was like 7 years old, chasing around.
Yeah, that's just because she hasn't taken the time to actually bother to know her name, like learn her name.
But Joey has been in Pacey's life for all these years.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? This is what I mean. She doesn't like Pacey because if you like your kid, you're gonna get to know their friends. Quit looking at me like that.
No, his mom hasn't like taken the time to like really ask about Joey and actually cared enough to remember her name. You know what I mean?
Sorry, what was she said Joanna, and then she called her Josie.
Yeah.
I was like, you can't even keep one name.
Yeah,
Joey's not even one name.
Yeah.
She's Joanna and Josie and
yeah. I guess Josephine isn't coming to mind at all.
Now, okay. What did you think of Jane Lynch playing Pacey's mom? Because now that we know who she is,
mm-hmm.
Because I don't know if people really knew her back in the 90s. Do you know what I mean?
I think they did, because she seemed to pop up everywhere. They just probably didn't know her by name, but like by face, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because I think she guest starred in a lot in the 90s.
Yeah.
So what did you think of her being his mom?
It made sense just because of the time she was in everything back then. But if you hadn't already told me that she was playing his mom already, I would have been thinking about a different actress, an actress I didn't know, but just someone that wasn't like Jane.
Huh? I told you.
Yeah, you told me, because way back we were talking about Pacey's family, and I was like, does his mom even ever show up? And you're like, yeah, it's Jane Lynch. So. And I said, I already know so much about the show from you telling me things, so.
Don't know everything.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, I don't even know everything. This is why trivia is gonna be fun. No, but I mean, I liked her playing his mom because I know, like, she's good at comedy.
Mm-hmm.
So some things that she would say, it was like, it was kind of like, haha, but not really.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if somebody else would have said the things that she said, I would have taken it completely different. Do you know what I mean? Like somebody we do not know at all.
Mm-hmm.
We've never seen on screen.
Yeah.
It would be like, what? Like, who is this random one episode person? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But because it was like Jane Lynch, it's like, obviously we've seen her on
Yeah.
things. So it's like the hit was a little bit, I guess, lighter
Yeah.
in a sense because it was her.
Mm-hmm.
And she can just come up with the comedy perfectly.
Yeah.
So that's how I took it was she was good in that. But I'm sorry, I can't see Mr. and Mrs. Witter together.
I know that too, yeah.
I was happy though that they kept Mr. Witter, the actor. Well, shows sometimes like to replace parents on the show if they're just guest stars.
Mm-hmm.
And it was nice that they kept the same dad.
Yeah, I feel like after Dawson's parents, he's the other parent that's shown up the most in the series.
Well, because it was Mr. McPhee.
Mm-hmm.
But, well, we know that's not going to happen again.
Right.
Unless they replace him.
Mm-hmm. I don't think they would.
No, I mean, Jack's almost graduated.
Yeah.
And by that point, they usually take off all the parents on the show.
Mm-hmm. And I thought, speaking of Jack, I thought it was funny how Jack's just sitting in the recliner and he goes to stretch over to adjust it, and Pacey's dad's like, "Who the hell are you?"
I know, that was funny. I was like, oh my god. And then Jack was like, we've met before. Remember the fishing trip? And he's like, I don't know. I remember the fishing trip.
That's because he was drunk.
I know. But I was like, oh my god,
Yeah,
Jack. Like, you're not even really welcome in the house.
Yeah, because it was all quiet until he said that. I was like, oh boy.
And then Pacey was throwing his hands up. Like, I can't. Like, there's nothing to say.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell anyone,
yeah. This is my family, dude. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
See, it's like Jack is just. Oh no, you know what he should have said? Should have said Pacey's.
Pacey's what?
Pacey's ex-girlfriend's brother.
Oh, yeah.
Remember the one you call crazy?
Who would I call crazy?
Who
would I call crazy?
Remember Pacey's dad?
Oh, I called his dad crazy?
No, Pacey's dad called Andy.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
crazy, remember?
Yeah.
And Pacey was like, don't ever. Remember that's when he got hit?
I don't think Jack probably knows that, right?
No.
He
only we do.
Yeah, he probably wouldn't have even probably showed up.
No. He probably just said, I'll talk to you later, Pacey.
Yeah.
Like, we can meet after your birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Your birthday from hell. This is what the titled episode should have been called. Now, you know what I thought was weird about the house? Was, there was the living room, right, where everybody was sitting.
Yeah.
Then there was that little room off to the side of the living room where his dad was sitting watching football.
Wasn't it the same room?
No,
maybe?
It was like, because there was, yes, because he was in his own little, there was one chair, one TV, like.
It flipped.
And then he walks through into the living room where everybody else is. It's like he has his own personal room for himself.
Right. Well,
I was like,
that's not surprised.
But I was like, that's kind of weird though to like see that setup. I don't know. You just don't see that in houses.
Right. I can't do it in my house. We don't have many rooms downstairs. But...
So it was just kind of weird to see because I'm like, this is weird. Yeah. I mean, he's literally got his own little space over there.
Mm-hmm.
And again, there's not more than one chair. It's just for him. So what did you think of his sister, Carrie, that doesn't speak? Well, she barely spoke.
Yeah, she looks really young, though, for having 2 kids that age.
Well, and her one kid is like...
7?
10.
Oh.
I don't know.
Because she only had 2, right?
She had 3. It was 2 boys and the girl.
Oh, so then why wasn't he with Gretchen in the basement with Dawson?
What?
Tell that story.
All 3 kids were.
I thought it was only 2.
It was 3. Because the younger one was sitting on Dawson's lap.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I was paying attention to
the younger one got really close to Dawson.
Did they all talk?
The kids?
Yeah.
No.
In that scene, because that's probably why I missed one. Because I listen to talking first sometimes.
Well, I mean, you could really see the girl because she was sitting right next to Gretchen.
Yeah.
But the boys were sitting next to Dawson.
Oh, okay.
And then, I know that the one, because like then the end scene with everybody outside, Doug has one kid, probably the younger one, and then
Wait,
then
Doug has a kid?
no, like in the scene,
Oh,
on
I
his
was gonna say,
shoulder on his
okay.
shoulder
Oh,
was the young
okay.
one,
Mm-hmm.
and then on the mom's lap was I think the girl, and then the boy was sitting by Carrie or standing by Carrie.
Oh, okay.
So all three kids were still there.
Oh, okay. I probably missed that.
But yeah, she's got two boys and one girl. Um, but what does Carrie do for a living? Shouldn't she be moved out by now?
Yeah, it's been like, what, a good
Years?
year? Like maybe a year and a half, 2 years maybe?
Yeah, I mean, time to get out of your parents' house.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry, can you picture Mr. Witter with those kids?
No.
I feel like he would have kicked them out the first day.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're welcome here overnight, but that's it.
Yeah.
Like, go stay in a hotel.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he doesn't like any of the kids. So it just, and I feel like he would really hate the little kids. So he's just that sort of person.
Yeah.
And also, like, for Carrie, you really want your kids to be raised with grandpa who's always drunk.
Right, I know.
You know what I mean? Like, at
Mm-hmm.
some point, you have to kind of cut the ties and do better, you know? But I don't know, I guess that's what she was raised with, so. But yeah, I was like, I just can't see Mr. Witter with those little kids. Because those little kids are just running around all crazy. Oh, I have a question.
Yeah.
So when they were all talking, and his mom says, no matter how many times you let me down, you know, like Faith will.
She always pick him back up every
I was
time.
like, no matter how many times you let me down.
I know.
This is what I mean. They cannot stand their son.
Yeah, that was the worst thing she said.
Who says that?
I know. And like when it came to jobs too, they were always setting the bar lower for him because he said he wanted to be a vet one time, and his mom said, "No, Pacey, you should be a dog groomer."
Yes, I mean, because somebody has to be a dog groomer.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to be a vet.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like,
I know.
but when she said, oh, and then his dad had the nerve then to right after that say, your faith in my bank account. I'm like,
Mm-hmm. And he said that Pacey doesn't drop out of college or flunk out. Yeah.
I mean, they were just going back and forth, and I'm like, see,
Mm-hmm.
if I were Pacey, I would have just walked out.
Yeah.
I said, sorry, Joey, bye. Like, I get what you were trying to do, but this is my birthday, and I'm gonna spend it like I have every year, alone.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's go back to, because we skipped over a very important part, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
At the very beginning when he was talking about all of his birthdays and how he, he's got a story for everyone.
Yeah.
Let's go to us so happy. The writers, I'm going to give them credit for a second, that they threw in, that they remembered, shall I say, season 2.
Yeah.
When Pacey threw his 16th birthday party
Mm-hmm.
with all the strangers, and that his own friends, as aka Dawson and Joey, did not know or remember his birthday. I was so happy that they threw that in there because it happened. Because the other birthdays we didn't see.
Right.
It wasn't on camera. But the one birthday that we did see of Pacey's was horrible, and I was happy that he brought it up. So thank you to the writers for actually remembering a storyline, a significant storyline. And I thought it was funny, though, because I was like, Joey was a part of the reason why. And now she's dating him.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought that was funny, like the whole circle of, like, she didn't remember his 16th birthday, but she remembers his 18th birthday.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And, oh, yeah, the girl that forgot your birthday is the girl you're dating.
Right.
I just thought that whole, like, circle was kind of funny, but I was happy that he brought it up.
Yeah. Then at dinner, Pacey's mom makes Doug's favorite dish, not his. She got them mixed up.
Of course she did. She hates Pacey.
And then I never even heard this type of dish. The bean on toast, or it wasn't that. It was something else.
It was what?
The toast, the meal that she made for Pacey, supposedly.
No, I don't know.
Oh, yeah, well, that's Doug's favorite, apparently. I've never been heard of that.
Oh, no. But can we go back? You missed a part.
What?
Let's circle back before dinner. Let's circle back to Dawson, Gretchen, and the children.
Oh, yep. Totally missed that, yeah.
So, and this is where you thought there was two kids.
Right.
And she's telling some story.
Yeah,
Explain
that
that
her
to
grandma
me.
told her. It was about someone who travels on the stars. Like, she can't stay in one place. She has to keep going. So it's just like, it's a fleeting moment to have with her.
It was weird. I was like, this need to be put in this story.
And it was supposed to, like, kind of be foreshadowing for Dawson and Gretchen's situation about them leaving at the end of the year.
Oh, and then, they have to look at each other. And then the kids get called to wash up for dinner.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's where they're still. Oh, yeah. And then Pacey and Joey decide to try to get alone time. And so they head down to the basement and they see Dawson and Gretchen making out.
Yeah.
I mean, he's literally on top of her. But anyway, now here was what I wrote down was that that Pacey and Joey can't get alone time. But Dawson and Gretchen can. They're getting right on and downstairs in the basement. And nobody wonders where they're at.
Yeah.
But how did you like, though, I know we're going back, but how did you like when Mr. Witter said, that he's going to have to finance another dropout? And then Pacey stood up for Gretchen and was like, she didn't drop out. I'm like, Pacey, what?
Yeah,
is she going? But is she going back to college? You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry, but if you don't go back, kind of are a dropout. Mm-hmm. That's the term. Mm-hmm. So I was like, but I didn't like though what happened afterwards. What he said about like, something about remember because she's a waitress at a fish
restaurant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like being like a low life and I'm like, but Joey was a waitress and she still is.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Joey's going to college, but I'm just saying that was kind of rude. And Joey's face through the whole thing was so good because she was just like so appalled that he's even saying all of this.
Yeah.
No, because that's where at dinner, Pacey can't stop looking at Gretchen because he saw those two making out. And then he's just sitting there like staring at her through the whole time. I was like, now that was good. Now, I have a question.
Yeah.
Like, I love Pacey, right? But why does he always have to drink out of the carton?
I didn't notice what he was drinking this time.
I thought it was milk.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But I was like, why? Every time you drink out of the carton. And he doesn't care whose house he's at. He just drinks out of the carton.
Yeah.
Why? Go get yourself a cup. Pour it in and drink it out of the cup. I know it's one more step, but think of all the people that have used that milk first of all, and then have to use the milk after you.
Right.
I'm just saying. You weren't thinking that?
No, because I'm paying attention to what they're saying more.
I know. I was just watching. I'm like, we should have counted how many times Pacey drinks out of the carton on this show.
Yeah, because
I feel like anytime he goes to the fridge, he drinks out of the carton.
Yeah, because Joey's mad about seeing Dawson and Gretchen together, but she was the one that told Dawson to
be with her.
Yeah,
follow your heart, Dawson.
And now she's mad that he finally did something.
She's back and forth. Well, and the other thing too is if you're over Dawson, doesn't matter who he's with.
Right.
No. And anyway, if you're also perfectly happy with Pacey, it shouldn't matter who Dawson's with.
Right.
Dawson needs to be happy. Dawson is letting you be happy. Yeah. So you need to just let him be happy. And the other thing is too, no matter how much you are upset or whatever that he's with somebody else, just shut up and be a friend. And if you're so-called friends, and just let him be happy.
Right.
Like, he's finally moved on from you. Let's let him be.
Yeah.
I mean, I get where Pacey's coming from because, like I said, like last episode or whatever, you don't really want your best friend or ex-best friend or whoever to date your sister or your brother or whoever. Like, it's just, things can go wrong. So I get where Pacey was come from that. But why Joey's upset? I don't understand it.
I think she may still have very deep feelings, like underneath, like way deep underneath. She may still have feelings for Dawson.
Well, she must because she gets so mad about it.
Mm-hmm. And then Dawson, of course, gets mad at Gretchen because she doesn't really know what to define the relationship as. So,
oh yeah, I
he tells her
did.
to figure it out.
Okay, I was actually proud of Dawson because Gretchen was irritating me.
Mm-hmm.
When Dawson said, "I know what I think. I want to know what you think," and I was like, "Thank you, Dawson," because that's exactly what I was thinking. Like we all know what Dawson wants at this point. Like Gretchen, it's your turn. Like you make the move this time. It's just like when Pacey was telling Joey, like, I can't keep making all the moves. It's your turn. Like, it's time for Gretchen to make the first move. It's the same thing. These guys are trying to tell the girls, that they have to actually, follow through and make the moves.
Yeah.
And
then the montage of Jen and Tobey picking up people. That was kind of funny. But whose car is Jen driving? Because I can't keep track of cars.
I don't know. I didn't know she had a car.
Yeah, I don't think Graham's has a car because she doesn't seem to be the person that drives with her age, maybe, or just the fact she doesn't like to drive.
Well, I'm sure Graham's has a car. Wait, no, Graham's does have a car because I thought Dawson saw her outside or something by her car. She has a car.
Oh, yeah, okay. I was wondering what car they're using. Probably Graham's then. Because if it was Tobey's, then he would be driving, so. Yeah, and then Pacey gets his gifts from everybody, and his sister gives him, Carrie gives him an ashtray.
Why?
Yeah, so that was funny. I said,
But why?
I thought about taking up smoking.
Why?
She doesn't know her brother and doesn't care enough to get him a thoughtful gift.
Cynthia, why?
That's what I just said. She's not thoughtful. She doesn't know him well enough to get an ashtray. Give him an ashtray.
He goes, just what I always wanted.
Yeah. And then his dad gave him fireworks, which is still not the typical birthday gift. But it turns out to be actually a callback to Pacey's 10th birthday.
Yeah, but especially for 18-year-old.
Yeah.
I don't know if you would get an 18-year-old fireworks.
Right. I think it's just Pacey's dad meant for it to be like a remembrance of his 10th birthday when he did like getting fireworks. Because that was like the best present he said he got back then. So his dad was just trying to make him like remember that good time that they had together. But
yeah, that was afterwards.
Yeah, I'm just saying. At first it looked bad, but then it was actually a good present for him.
No, and then that's where, and then his mom had a great idea and said, she said that she read to bond with their kids on their birthday, like, to tell a story. And I'm like, huh?
Yeah.
When did you ever care to bond with your kids?
I know.
Like, what? And then they're all giving horrible stories, and I was happy that Gretchen gave a good story.
Yeah.
Of how Pacey
beat up a boy that pushed her.
Yeah, when he was in 2nd grade.
Yeah.
And then his dad, what the...
Ads, yeah.
Yes. And he's like, well, I also remember that he came home crying because he got beat up by the bully. And I was like, he was in 2nd grade, doofus.
Yeah.
Like, of course, why wouldn't he come home crying? He was in 2nd grade. What? An older kid beat him up when he was little. Why wouldn't he come home crying?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm like, why do they have to be so... I feel like I'm forgetting stuff because I thought I would remember as we were talking, and I feel like I'm not remembering. Because I was like, I'm not going to write it down just because I'll remember. Like, you'll bring it up, and I'm like, I don't know if you're bringing it up. Like, I don't know what I was supposed to write down, and I didn't.
Yeah, well, Pacey's
I feel like I'm going to remember after we get done recording.
Right. Well, there was Pacey's dad to tell the fireworks story, but Pacey stops and, he's had it, fed up with hearing about how he failed and all this and that. and how much he messed up, and he admits that he didn't get into the fallback school because they rejected him. So he's going to end like a failure, like they predicted.
Well, how did you like how he was acting all like he was acting different than his typical Pacey way,
Yeah.
and um and Joey kept asking him like, "What's wrong? It can't be just your birthday," um and then he finally says why.
Yeah.
I mean, do you think he should have told Joey beforehand? I mean, what's your thoughts?
I think so, because she was talking to Pacey's dad, like saying he's going to do great in college, you'll see, and all that. And turns out he didn't get
Even get
accepted.
in?
Yeah. But it was like he wanted to like forget about it because it's his birthday, so I see why he didn't tell her. But
Yeah, but he obviously remember when he got the mail that day. He got the envelope.
Yeah.
So he knew then, and then he was just
Maybe
sad about it.
He didn't open it until now.
I'm sure he opened it. He was moody the whole day.
Oh yeah, in that moment.
Do you know what I mean? Like remember he walked off out of the kitchen, probably to open it.
Yeah.
Because I thought maybe he probably thought like, oh, if I open this and it's good news, my birthday will be changed. And then of course he didn't get in. So, oh, the same old thing is my birthday sucks. Like I'm sure that was in his head. He was planning on it being something good for once.
Yeah.
Now, why didn't Dawson there say anything good about Pacey?
Yeah, I know he could have, but I guess it was like the family thing.
You mean because they're not friends?
Yeah. I thought it was funny how when Pacey did walk out of the house after that, Jen and Tobey are right there and they start singing him happy birthday. And he walks past them.
Yeah, he's like, and then like walks out.
And then Tobey doesn't even know him, but yeah.
Nobody knows Jack.
But then Dawson did volunteer to take Joey in his car.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's because Pacey took Joey's car.
Yeah, that too. But it's so nice that he, drove her. Because, Gretchen could have done it or something, but it was Dawson.
Yeah, but okay, Cynthia. If you were Dawson, put yourself in Dawson's shoes. Would you rather go with Joey and find Pacey, or would you rather stay with Pacey's family?
Yeah, that's no.
Let's see here. I'd go with Joey too.
Especially since Gretchen's giving him,
the cold shoulder. Yeah. It's like I would definitely go with Joey too.
I mean, he could be with Jack, but not much. That's not really that much.
Well, that was the thing too. Was then like Jack's alone.
Yeah.
Again with these people that don't even no, because remember, Tobey and Jen ended up leaving again.
They did?
Yes, because after Tobey rejected Jack, then they left, and then Jen was in the car telling Tobey, like, I know you like him. Because you're being mean to him. And then that's where Pacey comes back with his dad. So Jen missed the whole happy birthday with the group.
Oh.
Yeah. She wasn't there, and she wasn't there for the fireworks. She wasn't there for any of that.
I guess she had to go back to driving people.
Yeah, because she said if we could stop.
Right, okay.
And it wasn't we can spend the whole night. It was just we're stopping.
Yeah.
Oh, but when Joey told Pacey at the beginning, oh, we just had to stay for like 2 or 3 hours. I was like, 3 hours? With these people? I wouldn't even spend 3 minutes.
And Joey and Dawson were talking in the car and...
Okay, then she brings up the Witters.
Yeah.
Okay. Isn't it funny that these two sitting in the car, Dawson and Joey, used to be a couple, and these two are now dating a Witter?
Yeah, that's funny.
It's funny. I was like, okay, you're dating the siblings.
And then that's when Pacey finds Pacey on the dock and gives him a coat and gloves.
What did you say?
On the dock.
What'd you say?
Pacey's on the dock.
Yeah, what did you say before that?
Pacey's dad finds him on the dock.
I think you said Pacey found Pacey on the dock.
Oh, I think I said Pacey's dad.
I was like, you mean his dad, Mr. Witter?
Because we don't really call him by his first name or even Mr. Witter. I don't think of that, but yeah, that was nice to give him a coat and gloves because he just walked out of there with nothing on. And then that's when Pacey's dad tells him how
so when his dad first walks up, I was like, because, Dawson and Joey are just driving around and they're not finding him, which is weird because Joey should know where he's at. He misses his boat, remember?
Yeah.
You think out of anywhere he's not going to be down there?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying. That seems to be his go-to. I mean, just like when she broke up with him, that's where he was. Remember
Mm-hmm.
in season 3? So why wouldn't he be down there? So
Right.
it's just weird that Joey didn't put that together.
Mm-hmm.
But then we flash to Mr. Witter finding Pacey, and at first I was like, "Oh, that's so nice that Mr. Witter would remember, or where he would know where Pacey's at." And then he goes, "Yeah, I didn't know where you were." And I was like, "Oh, damn!"
Mm-hmm.
Like I was starting to like be a little bit happy for a second, and then you just ruined it by saying you really didn't know where he was. You just got a call that there was a strange guy hanging around.
Yeah. But he did tell him how he failed, not failed, he got rejected.
The first time he applied to the academy.
Yeah.
Now, is it because I would have failed? I would have not accepted him either, because his future is he gives his cop card to his teenage son.
Right.
Like he's irresponsible, and also he drinks every night and still goes to work every day.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so you're drunk on the job. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, I would have failed. I would have not accepted you either.
Yeah, but I was surprised that he told Pacey that
Oh no,
because,
but he did say he would come after him if he told anybody.
yeah, that too. But it ain't so take a lot for him to admit that. And he says that he doesn't think school is right for Pacey, but he does think he's meant to do great things. So that was nice as well. And that's when he brings up the 10th birthday about the fireworks. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a moment. Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
From the horrible time he's had.
Yeah. And then they get back to the house and everybody gives him a proper surprise. And they sing him happy birthday with Joey holding the cake.
Hey,
That was nice to see.
did you see she mouthed "I love you"?
Nope. I thought she was singing.
Yeah, after "Happy Birthday,"
Oh,
she went.
okay. That was cute, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and did you see that the one kid was on Dawson?
Oh, no.
I was like, see, Dawson's good with the kids.
Yeah, so then Gretchen and Dawson finally figure out that they're just going to be in the moment and not think about the end of the year when they'll probably go their separate ways.
I did like though that when Pacey and Joey were talking, and um when Pacey was like trying to like push her away and stuff, and like we're going a different direction, she was like, then we'll just try harder.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's so sweet.
Right.
Um, here's the thing though, going back to Mrs. Witter doesn't know Joey's name.
Mm-hmm.
I am happy that Mr. Witter knows Joey's name.
Right.
And I'm happy that he was nice to Joey in this episode, because in the past he hasn't been nice because of where she comes from. Remember her dad being in prison? And remember I said if Pacey and Joey ever got married, this would be a horrible wedding with the dads.
Yeah.
And so it's just nice that he didn't bring any of that up of Joey's family. He was happy to see Joey, and he even said like, "Thank you for putting college into Pacey's head." So I was like, "Oh, that's nice," because he didn't like Joey because she was just that guy that's in prison's daughter.
Yeah.
But also, I'm sorry, but Andy made Pacey better.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think we're forgetting that, as in the writers.
Yeah.
He thought of college back when he was with Andy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, Andy, he was failing. Andy is what made him start to get A's.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's still failing. It's just, I don't know. I don't know if it's because he's putting Joey first all the time that he's slacking.
Yeah, probably.
Because it's just weird how he's not getting good grades. And it's just because Andy and Joey are both smart.
Right.
And you would think that because he got good grades with Andy, he would get good grades with Joey.
Right.
Because he's with the smart girl.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems like he's not.
Yeah, well, he did mention the one time that he told Joey that he used to get sex as an award for studying. So that could be it too.
Cynthia.
I'm just saying. So he doesn't like have the right motivation to keep going and study. So he must be failing the classes he's supposedly retaking as well.
I still don't get how he has time to take these classes.
Right.
Like, when's he taking them? Because it's supposed to be after school, but like I said, who's staying after school?
Right.
Like, I've never heard of that.
So you're high and low?
Oh, well, you didn't talk about Gretchen and Dawson finally somewhat making it official, I guess.
Yeah, I said that. Yeah, they decided to be in the moment and not worry about the end of the year.
Yeah. Well, I thought it was funny because she was like, I don't want to like break your heart, and he was like, I'm leaving too, and I'm like, dang, Dawson, you just throw that right in there. I'm leaving too. Which is funny though because Dawson has always lived in the small town world. Like he's never really thought of the bigger picture. So the fact that he's actually thinking about that is nice to see.
Yeah.
I still don't know if he's going to do well with his future. But it's nice to see that he's thinking about it because when they visited that college, he wasn't. Remember, he said that. He said that it was. Didn't he say it was safe? Yeah, he called it safe. Remember, Joey called it small, Cape Side, and he said it was safe.
Yeah.
And I said, if you're calling it safe, it's not good.
Right.
So my high would be probably his talk with his dad, Pacey. And I like the fireworks at the end. Everybody was there except for Jen. So that'd be my highs. My low would be all the negative comments about Pacey. What about you? I mean, I also didn't care for Tobey.
Yeah, my low is the whole scenes with Pacey's family, talking bad about him, making him feel worse than he already was. And then the high would be Joey trying her best to give him a good birthday. She had good intentions with, taking him to his parents, but, she, like I said, she's just always trying her best, even though she didn't know that he was struggling with his college rejection, because she just thought he was just bothered by his family.
And
then rating?
So even though I didn't like Pacey's family, I did think it was entertaining. Again, even though I didn't like the comments. Like, it kept me focused. Most of the time because I was rolling my eyes. But at least I wasn't trying to sleep through it like I did through others. So I would give this a 9. Just because it kept me interested in what was going to happen next. Because what else could go wrong? Sort of thing. What about you?
I actually give this a 6 just because.
What?
I didn't really like it that much. It was kind of boring.
Well, yeah, but you like that Scary Witch Island.
Yeah, well, that was.
And I hated that one.
Because there's a mystery behind it.
There was a mystery here, too. You didn't know what was going to happen next.
Well, we knew it was going to be bad.
Yeah, but you didn't know how much worse it could get. But it ended up being a somewhat good birthday.
Yeah.
As in the ending. And then your best and worst character. I want to see if we're on the same page.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Well, the best was Joey for trying to make this birthday different than the others. She could have.
But doesn't she have to? She's his girlfriend.
I know, but she had more motivation to do so.
She's the girlfriend.
Yeah, I'm just saying, knowing how bad his birthdays usually are, she really wanted to do something different to make it better than the last. And then the worst was Gretchen, just because she was giving Dawson the cold shoulder. You know what I mean? Freezing him out and giving him mixed signals and just, like Jen, just being indecisive of what she wants. So, because I can't choose his whole family as one, right? That's not an option, because I would have done that.
You picked Gretchen?
Yeah, if I was just have to pick one character.
Gretchen?
Yeah, so I would have picked his family as a whole, but you probably wouldn't have let me, so I just put Gretchen.
Wait, one person. I can't believe that was Gretchen. Listen, I love Pacey. So there is no way I'm gonna pick Gretchen over his mother. I mean, who says the mean thing she was saying? That if the army or whatever would even accept him, and saying that no matter how many times you let me down, and oh yeah, then she doesn't know his girlfriend's name. It's just she was irritating.
Mm-hmm.
So she was the worst for me. Now I would have picked Mr. Witter, but he came around at the end because he was on that list, and then of course he had the nice moment with Pacey, and they bonded a little, and then they did the fireworks,
Mm-hmm.
and he was put his arm around Pacey and everything. So and he knows Joey's name.
Yeah.
So that's why I didn't pick him. I picked Mrs. Witter because she didn't come around
Mm-hmm.
to Pacey.
Right.
She didn't even know what his favorite food was.
Yeah.
Because he kept saying, "Where's the spaghetti?"
And meatballs, yeah.
Yeah, that's what he wanted. And she just doesn't have any really love for him.
Mm-hmm.
And that's your mother.
Yeah.
It's one thing for like your father to be cold,
Mm-hmm.
because some dads are.
Yeah.
But your mother is supposed to have that nurturing side.
Mm-hmm.
And well, his mom doesn't.
Yeah.
And plus, his dad hates all of his kids, so he's just sort of in line with them all.
Right.
So anyway, yes, that's why I picked was the worst. And then the best I picked Joey because she did try. Even though it was a bad birthday, she did at least try.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I thought. So what's the next episode?
Episode 13, Hopeless.
Oh Lord. All right, thanks for listening.
Yep, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Duo Chat. If you want to chime in with your opinion about the episode and the show we discussed, you can email us at duochatpodcast@gmail.com. And to keep up with updates about the podcast, you can follow us at Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Duo Chat Podcast. And give us a review wherever you listen to podcasts. We would really appreciate it.